Hello, my dear students. Hope all of you are safe at your home. And today I'll going to take your class on the topic linear inequation. Okay, so before start this chapter, you have to know about linear equation. What is linear equation? Hope all of you are able to solve linear equation. Actually, linear equation and linear inequation solving process almost same. So let me clear once how to solve linear equation and what is linear equation. Actually, linear equation, quadratic equation, cubic equation, biquadratic equation, this name came on the basis of their degree. So first you have to remind what is degree of an equation. The degree of an equation means the highest power of the variable of an equation. Highest power of the variable. So see the first equation, 2x to the power 4 minus 4x plus 9x to the power 7 equals to 12. Clearly this is an equation, and here the variable is x, and check the highest power of x is 7. So this is equation of degree 7. Okay, this is the equation of degree 7. And check the second one, 5x square plus 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Clearly this is also an equation of x, and the highest power of x is here 2. So this is the equation of degree 2. And the third one, 5x minus 3 equals to 7. This is also an equation, and the degree of this equation, here variable is x and highest power is 1. So this is degree of equation 1. So this is the process how to find the degree of an equation. So on the basis of degree, we can name the equation. See the second one, name of equation based on degree. If degree of an equation is 1, then we name them as linear equation. As for example, 2x minus 7 equals to 0. Here this is an equation, and here x is the variable, and see the degree, that means highest power of variable is 1. So this is the linear equation. Okay, and so many examples are there for quadratic equation, cubic equation and biquadratic equation, but our focus is on linear equation. Okay, actually equation means this name comes from equality. Okay, equality. If in rough word, suppose left hand side and right hand side we have, and in between left hand side and right hand side, if equal sign is there, then this is called equation. Okay, as for example, see the first one, 2x plus 5 equals to 5x minus 4. So see here, left hand side and right hand side, in between left hand side and right hand side equal sign is there, so this is called equation. So from equality we have equation. So obviously inequation comes from inequality. So what is inequation or unequal? Unequal means which is not equal. Okay, so not equal means we can think about either less than or greater than or less or equals to or greater or equals to. Among these four, if any one is in between left hand side and right hand side, then we can say that that one is an inequation. Okay, see the first boxes in left hand side. Solve 2x plus 5 equals to 13. Obviously here left hand side and right hand side, in between these two equal sign is there, so this obviously this is an equation. Okay, now check the degree. So 2x plus 5 equals to 13. Here variable is x, and the highest power of x is 1. So clearly this is linear. Okay, this is linear, obviously equation. Okay, now try to solve this linear equation. First try to solve linear equation, after that I will discuss about linear inequation. Okay, how to solve 2x plus 5 equals to 13? Actually 2x plus 5 equals to 13, to solve this problem, our target is to compute the value of x for which this equation satisfied. So the solving process is, we have to make in left hand side x lonely. Okay, so 2x plus 5 equals to 13. So here we keep in left hand side 2x, and in right hand side 13 was there, and if we consider this 5 in right hand side, then it will be minus 5. You know the process, and ultimately finally we get x equals to 4. Okay, so the solving process of equation is, if you move a term from one side to another side, then sign will be changed. If plus in left hand side, then it will be minus. If minus in left hand side, then it will be plus. If multiplication in left hand side, then if you take that term in right hand side, then it will be division. For multiplication it will be division, and for division it will be multiplication. So this is the this was the concept of linear equation. So now how to solve linear inequation. Okay, so I have converted this 2x plus 5 equals to 13. This was an equation. I have converted it into an equation. See this one, solve 2x plus 5 greater than or equals to 13. Okay, so obviously this one is an linear inequation. Now see, the solving procedure almost same as linear equation. Which rule you are followed to solve a linear equation? We can use the same process to solve a linear inequation. Only small difference is there. I will discuss that part later, but first see this part. 2x plus 5 greater than or equals to 13. If instead of greater than or equals to, suppose there is equal, then this process we can copy it here. We can copy fully. So 2x plus 5 greater or equals to 13. So 2x plus 5, to solve this we have to okay, we have taken here 2x plus 5 greater than or equals to 13, and just repeat, I have repeated the line. To solve for x, we have to make lonely in left hand side the x. So 2x plus 5 greater than or equals to 13. First move this 5 term into right hand side, then 13 minus 5. After that the process is basically same as this one. Okay, see, just instead of greater than or equals to, there is equal. Okay, so in last line there we get here x equals to 4, and since here greater than or equals to was there, so in last line we have greater than or equals to 4. So what is the main difference between a linear equation and linear inequation? In the case of linear equation, we will get exactly one value for which the equation satisfied. But in the case of linear inequation, we will get a range. We will get a range. See the last line, we get x greater or equals to 4. That means for any value which is greater than 4, those value must satisfy this inequation. So this is the solving procedure. So you have to keep in your mind that linear inequation, to solve linear inequation, the solving process almost same, not exactly same, almost same as linear equation. Okay, so we have to learn some important properties in the case of linear equation. I will discuss it later. So first see how this complete the solution, x greater than or equals to 4, this complete the solution. Now we have to plot this solution on the real line. See here I have drawn a real line, just marked -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is for scaling, and the answer is x greater or equals to 4. So this is the position of 4. Greater than means the value will be along right left hand side. See, so from 4 along left hand side all the values are less than 4, and for 4 along
Okay, from the 4 I have highlighted here, from 4 along left hand side, this is the zone of less than 4. Okay, and from the 4 along right hand side, this is the zone of greater than 4. Okay, and answer came x greater or equals to 4. I have used here a circle, a small circle, just for highlighting the value 4. Okay, and I filled the circle by blue color. I filled here since the answer came x greater or equals to 4. Since there is a chance to get the value x equals to 4, that is why I filled it. If the last line, suppose last line came x greater than 4 only, greater than only, not equal, then we will keep this circle empty. Okay, you understood it, understand all this thing uh, in next problem. So let's go to the difference between linear inequation and linear equation, how to solve. Actually, I told you one thing, that solving procedure of linear equation and linear inequation almost same, but not exactly, something difference is there. So what is the difference? I'll discuss it now. uh, Actually, suppose in the case of equation, you know that in the case of equation, I am considering one equation, that 2x plus 2x plus 13 equals to 5. This is an equation. Obviously, in left hand side and right hand side, in between these two, equal sign is there. So this is an equation. So you know very well that in the case of equation, if we multiplying both sides by the same number, if we divide both sides by the same number, if we adding both sides by a number, and if we subtracting a number from the both sides, then all this operation, after all this operation, the equation remains unchanged. Okay, that means the equality sign remain unchanged. But in the case of equation, in the case of inequation, if we add a same number in both sides, then inequation sign will be unchanged. If we subtract the same number from the both sides, then it will be again unchanged. But difference is there. If you multiply both sides by a number, then we will get two cases. Okay, so let's go. Suppose I'm multiplying, this is an inequalities, and if we multiply both sides by a positive number, suppose by a positive number 2 only, multiplying both sides by 2, this is multiplying both sides by 2, then left hand side will be 26 and right hand side will be 22. Now this is the question for you, that which unequal sign will be placed here? Obviously greater than sign. Okay, so if you multiplying, this was an inequation, after multiplying by 2 we get again one inequality, and unequal sign greater than was there, and finally also it unchanged. Okay, greater than, we multiply by 2. But what will be if we multiply both sides by a negative number? Suppose we multiplying both sides by -3. See, then left hand side will be what? Left hand side will be -39 -39, and right hand side -33 -33. Yeah. Now which unequal sign will be placed here? obviously less than. Minus 33 is minus 33, this number is greater than minus 39, so the unequal sign will be this. This is true. So see, in the case of first case, if you multiplying both sides by a positive number, then greater than becomes unchanged. Okay, greater than, again it is greater than here. But if you multiply by negative number minus 3, then this inequation sign was greater than, but it has changed to less than. So this is the main thing. Okay, this is the important part which you have to keep in your mind. Okay, so this is the basic difference to solve linear equation and linear inequation. It does not matter in the case of equation, but in the case of inequation, uh, if you multiply both sides by a negative number, then inequality sign will be changed. Similarly, if you multiply in the similarly if you divide both sides by a negative number, then also if you divide both sides by a negative number, then also unequal sign will be changed. Let's go. I'm considering one example. Okay, I'm considering one example. Suppose I'm considering here 12 and 14. Then obviously less than sign will be suitable. Okay, now if we divide both sides by minus 2, divide both sides by minus 2, divide both sides by minus 2, then what? Then this side will be 12 by minus 2 means minus 6. Okay, minus 6, and 14 by minus 2 means minus 7. So now which unequal sign will be placed here? Obviously minus 6 is greater than minus 7, this. Okay, so if we divided here both sides by a negative number, in that case also there was less than, it has changed to greater than. So this is the only difference, that in the case of inequation, the solving procedure, listen carefully, this is the main part. If you keep this line in your brain, then you can solve each and every problem. Okay, the solving procedure almost same. The solving procedure of linear inequation is almost same as linear equation. Only difference is if we divide or multiply both sides of an equation by a negative number, then unequal sign will be changed. Okay, this is the main thing. Okay, and one more good news for all of you, that in ICSE exam, one question from this chapter must come, and which bear 4 marks. Okay, okay, then how does it affect when you solve linear inequation? I am considering an example. Suppose, sorry, okay, suppose this line, solve minus 3 less than 5x plus 12 less or equals to 2. This is an inequation, and in this inequation 3 parts are there. So how to solve this? Okay, see this example. here actually this is the part of answer, but just observe this part only, this part only. Okay, minus 9 plus 3x less or equals to 8x plus 6. Clearly this is an equation, since in between left hand side and right hand side unequal sign is there, less or equals to sign is there, so this is the inequation. So we have to solve this problem. Okay, so same process. First we'll consider, or we'll take all the x related term in one side. So see, here 3x was there and we have considered the 8x from right hand side to left hand side. In right hand side it was plus, then it will be minus in left hand side. So 3x minus 8x less or equals to, consider all the numbers. 6 was already in left hand side, sorry, was in right hand side, and consider this 9 into right hand side. So minus 9, if we forward or move this term into right hand side, then it will be plus. After that simplify it, 3x minus 8x is 5x less or equals to 15. So to solve the value, suppose this in the place of inequality, if equal sign is there, then what will you do? Obviously you divide. To solve the value of x, you divide this minus 15, this 15 by minus 5. So exactly we'll do the same. Okay, see here, to find the value of x, since minus 5x less or equals to 15 was there, see, less or equals to, since we divide both sides, by minus 5, and minus 5 is a negative number, so this unequal sign has been changed and it becomes greater or equals to. If we divide left hand side by minus 5, then minus 5 cancel out and it become only x, and right hand side minus 15 by minus 5. But since we divided here by a negative number, so unequal sign changed. Okay, now we will solve some sorry, now we will solve some linear inequation. Okay, so see the first inequation, solve minus 3 less or equals to 5x plus 12 less or equals to 2. Clearly this is an equation, but this inequation is not like the previous one. This inequation having three parts. This is the first, second term and third term. Two inequalities are there. So how to solve this kind of inequation? Actually we will break this inequation into two parts. First we will consider this first two parts. This is we consider as first part. We will solve this part. See here, first part, minus 3 less than 5x plus 12. We will solve this part again, and the second part, middle and last. First and middle we will consider as first part, and middle and last we will consider as second part, and individually we will solve. Okay, so for the first part, see, minus 3 less than 5x plus 12. We will solve like the linear equation. Only difference is when we multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, that time inequality sign will be changed. So go to solve. Okay, so we will keep this 5x term into this side and move this 12 into another side. So minus 3 was there, and if we consider the term 12 into left hand side, then it will be minus 12. Obviously then after simplified, this left hand side will be minus 15 and less than 5x is there. So to make this term is only x, then we have to remove the coefficient 5. So 5 is there into the form of multiplication. So if we move this 5 into left hand side, then it will be divide. So now we have to divide both sides. From this line to this line, we have to divide both sides by 5. So if we divide left hand side by 5, then minus 15 by 5, and right hand side 5x by 5. The ultimately 5 cancel out. Simply divide by 5. Since 5 we have divided here by 5, and 5 is a positive number, so there will not any change. less than sign was there, there is less than. But if we divide by negative number, then it will be changed. But we have divided here by 5, obviously a positive number, so there is no change. So this side minus 15 by 5 is minus 3 less than x. This complete the first part, solution of first part. Now consider the second part. Second part means minus 5x plus 12 less or equals to 2. See the second part. That means our question was this we have divided it into two parts, and first part we have solved, and similarly second part we are going to solve. So 5x plus 12 less or equals to 2 is there, so we have to solve for x, so make the x lonely. That is why we have to keep 5x in left hand side and 12 move to another side. After that, solving 5x less or equals to, after simplified, it will be minus 10, and again we have to divide both sides by 5 only to make x lonely. So we have to divide both sides by 5. Since 5 is a positive number, so there is no change of inequality. See, this is the very important part, and ultimately we get x less or equals to 2. So first part says that x will be x will be greater than minus 3. Actually there is no difference. Minus 3 less or equals to x and x greater than minus 3, these two are same thing. Okay, and this is x less or equals to minus 2. Now we'll combine these two. Actually it was in combined form. To solve it, we have divided into two parts. Okay, again while we'll get the final and we'll give the final answer, that time we'll combine it again. So write in middle position x, after that copy this part. See, this is our first part, solution of first part, and this is solution of second part. So combinedly these two we get minus 3 less than x less or equals to minus 2. Now we have to plot this solution into the real line. So we have drawn here, I have drawn here a real line, and this is the scaling part, and see the solution. Minus 3 less than is there. There is no chance to equal to x equals to minus 3. Okay, that is why I highlighted here minus 3 and a circle, minus 2 and a circle. Since in the solution set minus 3 does not belongs to the solution set, that means minus, there is no chance that the solution will be equals to minus 3. That is why we keep this circle empty. But since minus 2 is there, so we have filled the circle. This is the graphical representation of the solution. Okay, minus 2 highlighted point is filled by red mark. You will use a black ball pen. Okay, that means minus 2 is there in the solution, but minus 3 is empty. That minus 3 is not there in the solution set. So draw this on the real line, and this complete the solution. Understood? Next, see the second one. This is your exercise problem. Problem number 48 from your books. This problem came ICSE 2012. One important thing, that this from this chapter one problem must come in ICSE. Okay, which carries 4 marks. So you have to solve this problem. Okay, second part, solve the following inequation and represent the solution set on the number line. The question is 4x minus 19 less than 3x by 5 minus 2 less or equals to minus 2 by 5 plus x. X belongs to R. Okay, again this solution having 3 parts, so we will divide into 2. The first part means first two, these 2 parts, and do individually will solve. So go to solve. 4x minus 19 less or equals to 3x by 5 minus 2. So keep it unchanged, 4x minus 19, and in left hand side, right hand side, we'll take LCM. LCM will be 5. After that, this will be 3x, and this is 10. Again, to make it simple, we have to multiply both sides by 5. So since 5 is a positive number, and we have multiplied here by a positive number, so inequality sign less than was there, it is less than again, since we have multiplied here by a positive number. In the case of multiplication or division, if we multiplied or divide by a negative number, then inequation sign will be changed. I am repeating again and again, and you have to keep this in your mind. Understood? Okay, so multiply by 5, then after simplification, 20x minus 95 less than 3x minus 10, and lastly 7x less than 85, and this line to this line you will get dividing both side by 17, and 17 is a positive number, so x less or equals to, if 85 by 17 is 5. This complete the first part. And second part, say we have considered here, this is second part. Similarly, we have taken here LCM, and for right hand side also LCM, and LCM by solving this, simplify this part. After that, from this line to this line we have multiplied both side by 5, then if we multiply left hand side by 5, then 5 cancel out, then it will be 3x minus 10, and for the right hand side minus 2 plus 5x. Now consider all the accelerated term in one side, then 3x minus 5x less or equals to, consider one side a number, so minus 2 was there and minus 10 in left hand side, so this will be plus 10. Okay, so after simplify, minus 2x less or equals to x. Now this line to this line is very important here. To make x lonely, we have to divide both sides by minus 2, and minus 2 is a negative number, so the inequation sign has been changed here. Here less than or equals to was there, and it is greater or equals to. So if we divide both sides by minus 2, then left hand side is x, and greater or equals to 8 by minus 2 means minus 4. So this is x. So the first part says that x less than 5, and second part says that x greater or equals to minus 4. If we combine these two, then x, always we have to use the less than sign. Okay, we'll write x in middle position, after that we'll use less than sign only. All the signs should be less than. So if you write here x, then less than, yeah. So if we write here x, then if we use here less than sign, then this part comes, and if we use less than sign in this position, then this is our this part, x greater than, see this gap is along x, and here also you see this part, then also this gap of less than is along x, so it does not matter. So this is the combined solution. We have to plot this solution on the real line. So see here minus 4 and 5, so I am drawing here, I have drawn here the real line, and this is the scaling part, and the solution is from minus 4 to 5. I have minus 4 considered here and a circle, and 5 highlighted here and a circle. Since not equal is there, that means equality is not there, so it will be empty, and since there is a chance of equals to 4, so I'll fill the circle 4. After that, draw a line. Okay, so this is the plotting part. So this complete the solution. Next question, solve the inequalities and represent the solution set on the number line. This question, and x belongs to I, this is very important. In the above problem, x was, you have to choose x from real line, see, but for this problem you have to choose the solution from integer. So again we will solve by dividing into two parts. So I have considered the first part, then first part is minus 3 plus x less or equals to 8x by 3 plus 2. So take LCM in right hand side. So to make it simple, we have to multiply both side by 3, and 3 is a positive number obviously. So this is, if we multiply both side by 3, this line to this line. Okay, actually we are solving the first part. So if we multiply by 3, then this is minus 9 plus x, minus 9 plus 3x less or equal to 8x plus 6. Now take all the accelerated term in one side, then 3x was in left hand side, and we have considered here 8x was in positive form, so in left hand side it will be negative, and all the numbers after simplified, this line minus 5x less or equals to 15. So to compute the value of x, we have to divide both side by -5, and minus, since it is a negative number, so if we divide both side by -5, then inequation sign will be changed, and less than or equals to was there, it will change to greater than or equals to. So this side x at 15 by -3, then -3. And consider the second part. Second part is 8x minus this. First LCM, then this is 3, 8x plus 6. This again, this line to next line, we have to multiply both side by 3 to make it simple. Then if we multiply left hand side by 3, then 3 cancel out, so it will be only 8x plus 6, and right hand side 14 plus 6x. Now consider all the x related term in one side, then 8x minus 6x less equals to 14. 6 was in left hand side, and we have considered here in right hand side, so it will be -6. And lastly 2x minus 2x less or equals to 8. So to compute for x, this is we have to divide both side by 2, and 2 is a positive number, so there is no change of inequal sign, so x less or equals to 4. So we have to combine this 2. Where, sorry, what is the solution? Yes, so if we combine this, then we have first you have to write x in middle position, after that use the less than only. Then if we use less than 4, then this one is suitable, and if we use less than in this side, then -3. See, and x belongs to I. Now this is the important part, that how will we plot this solution on the real line. See here, -3, -2, we have to choose the solution from integer. So the solution is the integers which lies between -3 and 4. So obviously -3 is integer, and there is a chance that x can be -3. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, only these are the solution. Since we have to choose the solution from integer, not real number. If real number, we have to plot this line only the integer part. See, only we have dotted -3 and fill the circle, -2 only, -1 only, 0 only, this. In this case, we have not used the whole line. Whole line means actually there are so many numbers between -3 and -2. -3 and -2, there are infinitely many number. Okay, but since the answer is integer only, that is why we have marked here only the integers. If in the place of I, suppose there is real number, then in the case of real number, we have to mark all the numbers between -3 and 4. In that case, we have to use that line in the previous way. Okay, this complete the solution. Hope all of you understand how to solve linear inequation. In my next class, I will discuss more problems we will solve. Now homework, you have to solve all similar type problems which has came in previous year. Okay, this part is homework. Okay, if you are having any doubt, then ask me. I will definitely help you. Thank you.